spoiler review of the Suicide Squad. Today I'm going to be talking in depth about the Suicide Squad movie. I've seen it twice and I can't wait to talk in depth about this thing. First of all, if you have not seen Suicide Squad, or if you don't want to know anything about spoilers, I have a spoiler-free review of Suicide Squad on my channel. I'll put the link down in the description below in case you can't find it. If you're still here, I am assuming that you do not give a fuck about spoilers or you've seen the movie. Guys, I had a lot of fun with Suicide Squad. I really came out of the movie going, that was the most relentlessly entertaining comic book movie of the year.
Please don't make any sudden moves. You don't know the half of the abuse.
First, talk about some things that I maybe didn't like that much. The editing, I mentioned how sloppy it was in my original review. You get an early example of this right out of the gate. They show two scenes showcasing Harley and Deadshot. Deadshot's in the cell, some guy's being a dick to him. Deadshot doesn't take any shit from him. Harley Quinn bangs her face on the bars after being shocked by them, and you're kind of like, yeah, that's one crazy bitch. And basically it cuts all the way to Amanda Waller doing her thing, and you're just like, whoa. Waller walks into a restaurant and she's talking to these two government officials about Task Force X, and she shows all the members and everything that they can do, and you're just kind of like, huh? It's like there's something missing there. It feels like there were other scenes with the other Suicide Squad members that they had, but they cut. It feels like there was just something else that was supposed to go there. It was just a really random cut to start off the movie with that, and then immediately cut to Amanda Waller talking about Task Force X. Another weird cut for me is when Batman is chasing the Joker. Joker kills some guy at a club because he's playing some kind of sick game with him. He offers Harley up to him like a piece of meat. Blows his head off. Then we get a bunch of quick flashes. I think for me, the second time around, I noticed them a lot more. They show some of the deleted scenes in the quick flashes. Like they show Harley holding a gun to Joker's head and Joker like smiling like an idiot. They show a lot of the other Joker scenes that were cut from this movie. There's a lot of Joker scenes that were cut from this movie, which makes me feel kind of bad for Jared Leto because he got so into this role, you know? And I really did like him as Joker, but more on that later. When Batman is chasing Joker in the Harley, you have some great chemistry between Joker and Harley in the car. I mean, you have the line where she's like, "You're ruining date night!" and she starts shooting up at the ceiling at Batman. It's like, boom, and it's over. Like, it feels really quick. You see Batman in his car, all of a sudden he's on the roof of their car. And some of the shit from the trailer that you see Joker beating the roof of the car. You see Harley saying something like, "I hope you've got insurance," or something like that. None of that shit is in the movie at all. Like, none of it. It was a pretty cool scene, by the way, when Batman dives to save Harley. Joker pretty much knew she couldn't swim and just bailed out and left her there to die because, you know, Joker's a dick. And it's so funny when Batman goes to save Harley Quinn, she tries to kill him and he like punches her in the face and knocks her out. I thought that shit was pretty cool. So there's weird cuts both taken out of this movie and also weird cuts you feel like are put in the movie for no real reason. Katana shows up out of nowhere. Like when they're about to get on this plane to go do their mission, she shows up and Rick Flag in one really forced sentence of dialogue is like, "Hey, this is Katana. She's here to watch my back. She could cut all of you in half with one stroke." Kind of like, oh, that's it? Hi, Katana. Weird. Then they show some random scene of her fighting a bunch of Chinese dudes, and I've seen the movie twice now, there is no reason that this scene is there other than to show Katana cutting a bunch of people with a sword. It doesn't really add anything to the movie, and that's because Katana is not developed at all in this movie. Like, she barely says or does anything other than using her sword a couple of times. Now, she's badass. A brief scene at the end before they go to do the last big mission, where she's talking to her husband's soul in the sword. They do make reference that her sword is the soul taker, so I'm glad that they did that, but in terms of Katana, she's kind of a waste in this movie.
I can't wait to show you my toys.
Mamma mia, mamma mia, mamma mia, let me go. Oh, baby.
Jared Leto as Joker. He was great. He really made the role his own. I think there's a lot of potential there for a great Joker. He made it his own. Like, he felt like a combination of different Jokers, a little bit of the Dark Knight Returns Joker, a little bit of the Joker from Alex Ross's illustrations of the Joker. He was really great, but you can tell there was a lot of shit cut out. You know that scene in the trailer we all remember where he's like, "I can't wait to show you my toys." That shit is never in the movie. And I know what scene it is. It's where he's wearing that gold suit and he's like, "All that chit chat is gonna get ya hurt." And then he like gets on the guy's lap and he just looks like he's having so much fun. I'm just like, "Ah, you creep." And then boom, the scene's over. I'm like, oh, I would have liked to have seen more of that. You just feel like you wanted to see more of him. Hands down, my favorite Joker scene in the entire movie is where The squad is on that roof. They're trying to get extracted. Joker and his henchmen have taken over the helicopter, and they just start laying waste to the entire roof, and the squad has to take cover. He's there for Harley Quinn. He just pops up out of the helicarrier, and he is laughing like a maniac. This is probably my favorite Joker laugh of any Joker not named Mark Hamill. He just pops up out of the helicarrier like, it's like, yeah, you're Joker. I like you a lot. I mean, I shouldn't like you, but I do. I like you. I love the moment where he's wrestling with his feelings for Harley Quinn, and he basically forces her to jump into a pit of acid. In the New 52 comics, by the way, he like forcibly pushed her in there. In this one, he just kind of suggests it to her and forces her to do it. But either way, when she falls into the tank of acid, you can see Joker wants to leave her. Like you see Joker is like, fuck it, I don't need her, and he's walking away. But then you see that look on his face where he's like, ugh. And then he turns around, rips his jacket off, and then just jumps into the acid himself. I thought that was a really cool scene. The way he started laughing like a maniac when her skin's getting bleached and their clothes are melted. You guys are acid immune. That's scary. Deadshot, I love Deadshot in this movie. The scene early in the movie where he tangles with Batman, where he gets into a little scrap, and then Batman basically tells him, he's like, look, I don't want to do this in front of your daughter. But Deadshot keeps fighting, and he almost kills Batman in front of his daughter, and his daughter's like, no, don't do it, Dad, please, no. Scenes like that add so much humanity to Deadshot, and I thought Will Smith nailed it. He had some of the funniest lines in the movie. He had some of the most touching parts, like emotionally. He is basically the closest thing to a protagonist that this group of supervillains is gonna have. He has that kick-ass action sequence where they're fighting the face-ass zombies, and he gets up on top of the car and he just starts laying waste to them with his arm guns. Pretty sure every shot was a headshot. That was some really cool ass shit. Captain Boomerang gets caught by Flash. It's a pretty cool cameo by the Flash, by the way. Flash shows up and he's only on screen for 5 seconds, but he's like, no honor among thieves, eh? Because Boomerang is robbing a bank and he like betrays his partner. So then he catches Captain Boomerang, and it's only 5 seconds, but it made me go, yeah, I kind of want to see you as Flash. You look awesome. In the end, we get to the biggest problem of this movie, which is the villain and the whole Enchantress Incubus thing. And I'm assuming that big CGI thing is Incubus, based on my comic book knowledge. I'm not 100% sure it's Incubus, but I'm pretty sure it's Incubus. Enchantress escapes from Dr. June early in the movie, and then she goes to find her brother's statue, and then she goes to find a random guy at a subway to put his spirit into or something. And then she's like, hey brother, we used to be worshipped, but we're not anymore. So let's kill everybody. Let's just kill everybody for no reason. It's just one of those, we have to destroy the world because we have to destroy the world. Enchantress is off screen for like an absurd amount of time. She creates this machine out of, fibers in her butthole or something. I don't even know how she did that. I don't know how she created this big ass machine. Is it made of the earth? It looks just like the end Doomsday machine in the Fan Four Stick movie from last year. The ending is a lot better than Fan Four Stick, but it's still a mess. I mean, this big thing, you're like, what is this thing? Why is this thing? Where did she get it from? Did she pull it from her asshole? These are like the worst villains of the year, hands down. Incubus is really only there to be a big CGI thing that they have to fight, so go figure. And they also create this big threat to the world where I'm like, they don't need, you could use the Suicide Squad to take on threats that are more at their level. I mean, the only one really equipped to fight this witch and Incubus was Diablo. Maybe Killer Croc because he's strong, I don't know. Threat, you don't care, you're not invested in any of it. The whole part when Deadshot blows up the thing and you just don't care. It doesn't help that Enchantress is doing some weird coked out hula hoop Macarena shit where her hips don't lie or something. This part is she's just like, hey, how you guys doing? Kneel before me. It looks ridiculous, and it's just a further reason for you to check out on the last part of this movie. The end credit scene, real quick, I want to talk about that. That shit was really cool. It reminded me of, what is it, Batman number 10 or something like that, where Batman and Amanda Waller meet for the first time. Batman threatens to expose Task Force X if she doesn't shut it down, but then she surprises him by saying, I know who you are, so I'll expose you if you expose us. And this one, Bruce is trying to get information for the Justice League movie next year. And she gives him the information, but she's like, look, everybody's going to be coming after me because they think I had something to do with that shit in Midway City. And then Bruce is like, I got you, don't worry about it. She basically tells him that, yeah, I know you're Batman. She's like, you should stop working nights. And then he's like, shut it down or my friends are going to come shut it down for you. Like, this is really interesting. Could we be getting like a Justice League versus Suicide Squad movie? I don't know. It seems really cool. I'd want to see it. Bring in Deathstroke and Bronze Tiger, maybe King Shark, maybe Killer Frost. Play some of the disposable members like Captain Boomerang, and Katana had no reason to be there. Killer Croc wasn't developed either. Just put some of these other awesome characters in, and next time create a threat that really matches them. Like, this threat feels too big for them. You feel like they won just because they have to win in a movie like this. Overall, guys, I had a lot of fun with Suicide Squad. It's not a perfect movie. It's got some flaws, but I was relentlessly entertained throughout.
Easy.
Don't make me shoot you.
Biggest boss and I've been a Trillis. I'm a bigger problem when I quit with Skrillex. Kicking in the door, boy, Suicide Squad. Forgive me for my wrongs, I have just begun.
And I'm really excited to see Wonder Woman next year. I can't wait to see what else the DCEU has to offer. Not better than Man of Steel or Batman v Superman, but still a kick-ass ride. So guys, let me know what you thought about Suicide Squad. If you've seen the movie, what were some of your favorite moments? Or, scratch that, your favorite character from Suicide Squad. Let me know what it is. And if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.
You wanna know my name, to go and tell us us. You wanna know my game, Suicide Squad. Pistol on my waist, I might make a mistake. Headshot, oh my God, am I crazy? Drugs every corner, this is Gotham City. Killer Croc came to kidnap you to cut out your kidney. Ain't no mercy, got that purple Lamborghini lurking. Rose, so she know that pussy worth it. Flooded Rolex at the Grammy Awards. They still selling dope, that's those Miami boys. Killers everywhere, it ain't no place to run. Forgive me for my wrongs, I have just begun.